So this is where the fuel cell is going to sit. Got that mounted up. Got the Division X from Lethal Performance triple hat back in there. And I've been trimming the brackets on my trans cooler to line up with the bolts from the fuel cell. So got those lined up. I'm going to get it in there and then show you guys what that looks like.
I wake up, flex on down that check. No drip is wet, tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it on.
Guys, so we left off with mounting the fuel cell and the trans cooler. That's all in there. Got some spacers to space it out. So this week Joe's gonna start putting the carbon in there and finish the trunk up. I did get a swirl pot. This is one that you can actually build yourself. It's pretty cool. Joe did the same kit on his. Comes with the top and the bottom. Little ports on there. And it's gonna use number 16 AN fittings on there to go up to the radiator. So that's gonna be our little swirl pot, overflow, whatever you want to call it. And so while we're waiting for all that to come back, or while we're waiting for the turbo stuff to come back, we're just kind of tidying up some stuff. You guys know, move the fuse box over here and the ECU. So cut out this piece of carbon. It's gonna sit, it's kind of hard to hold with one hand, but it's gonna sit flush in there. Obviously it's dirt all over it, but we had some carbon left over from last time, so I cut that little piece just to cover this up so you don't see all the wires exposed. So got some Zeus fasteners. I'm gonna clean up the metal, bend these flat. They got a little angle to them, so I'm gonna bend those flat. We're gonna tack those, one there, probably one over here, and it'll probably add a fourth one actually on this corner right here, but that way you'll be able to see the harness, but you won't see all the exposed fuses and ECU and stuff, so kind of clean that up. Other than that, just waiting on the turbo stuff to come back and some lines and fittings to run the catch cans. But as you guys can see, we have knocked a ton off the list. We are in the final stages, so we're gonna get this built tonight and clean up some other stuff. Alright, so you guys saw, made the little carbon trim piece last night, but in order to make this look even cleaner, it sits up there. I want to block off the side of the electronics here, so we're going to take, well, I'm going to cut this line, make it perfectly straight. Take this 90-degree aluminum, make a little bracket there. And we're going to epoxy a little side piece on there. There's no weight on this, so it should hold it just fine. We're going to make that. And then we got some catch can fittings in today, so we're going to start building the lines for the catch cans. And I got word that the turbo kit is complete, so we're going to go pick that up tomorrow or Thursday. And we're really going to start cranking on this thing. We got some brackets made from a local buddy of ours, so we can start making the cross member tube that comes across. That's gonna support all this stuff, and then it's gonna actually house headlights, bumper, hood, all that can connect to it. So Joe's gonna make 1-inch chromoly come off here, put that bracket there on each side. That way it's removable, so if I need to pull the engine or pull the whole turbo kit off, and just pop the front end off with the bumper and the hood and the headlights connected. So gonna get working on catch can lines today and finish up that carbon trim piece. catch can line built. Time to work on the other side. Got the epoxy drying. Little bracket I made for the carbon. Once that's dry, give it about an hour, and then we'll cut the other piece and glue that one on there. Alright, so I started routing vacuum lines. A little vacuum block there. And ended up making a second little piece for the carbon. So it blocks the side of the ECU and all the wires. So that's drying. Joe's starting to make all the tabs for the carbon to bolt to.
Dave, I should be getting hazard pay or something, buddy.
Yeah, this is Dave. How the hell did you fit in between? Yeah, I don't know how Joe fit in there.
And that's eating ice cream every night. Call me fat again.
So yeah, these are the tin soldier strips that we've used before. Just got some more. It's gonna look pretty crazy with all that being carbon fiber. So pretty excited about that. And we are just moving right along. So I've been starting to clean up some of the stuff as well, but got word the turbo kit's done, so we're gonna pick that up. And hopefully this weekend, this stuff will be all back together, and we're just gonna keep making way on it. But we are getting so damn close. All right, so update, we got all the strips done back here. So we're gonna have a piece of carbon against that, and then a piece of carbon down here, fuel cell on top, transcooler on the bottom. But this side of the, well, this side behind the axle is all done. I already got the carbon trimmed up out of these pieces. So these are the templates. Now Joe's just got to cut the carbon. And so now Joe's starting to work in front of that. So this is kind of going to be tricky to get to because, well, the car is back together. And so I think what I'm going to do is pull the passenger seat out so Joe can reach from right here. But essentially all that's going to be carbon as well. Just got to weld in the strips and figure out how we're going to do that. That little carbon piece I made the other day, I had to fix two of the Zeus fasteners broke, so I fixed those. But then what I also did was make that little side piece. And so now that's completely covered up. It's kind of cool. It's a big piece, it kind of sticks out, so at least it's carbon and fits pretty good. Obviously, I have a ton of painting to do up here from all the welding we had to do up here and cleaning up for obviously the tube front end and then for these little brackets. So, but that'll come at a later point. But for now, that's all done, ready to go. All right, guys, didn't film much of the process, but Joe has been killing it today. So all the carbon work is essentially done. We got to put a few more bolts up at the front one. And right now I'm drilling the holes to put the fuel cell back on top of the carbon, but look how crazy this looks. That is a lot of carbon fiber. Pretty sick. Joe literally outdid himself. So we are getting very close. We got a ton of cleanup work and waiting on some fittings and stuff, but the rear end, once I put the fuel cell back in, run the fuel lines, the rear will be completely done. And we can focus on finishing up the front and some wiring, wait on some fittings. Got the drive shaft coming on the way, but man, this is insane. So much carbon fiber. He was saying Streetcarjoe. He killed it.